Hey guys, I got asked recently about acid-base balance. You're looking at, am I too acidic, am I too alkaline? And it's a challenge sometimes because when you're looking at acid-base and you're looking at alkalinity, there's so much stuff out there on, gosh, you got to be more alkaline to avoid cancer, you have to be more this to avoid that. But you know, there's the same information the other way. If you're too alkaline, then you can develop problems as well. Arthritis is a big one that you see from excess alkalinity a lot of times. So when I'm looking at things and I'm in practice, I ask, Doc, what do you do about this? How do you know? People have me doing pH strip tests, in my saliva. They're checking my urine in the morning. They're doing all these things. I have to revert back to the 24-hour urinalysis. It is the gold standard for measuring overall body health. Urine is so vastly superior to every other test I've ever found. Blood work is great and it has its place, but it's a damage assessment. It tells you what's already broken. And you don't see big changes, ironically, in pH in blood work. You start looking at blood work, and the norm is really 7.4 is considered ideal for a pH. And so you look at that and you say, well, what does pH mean? And that may be confusing, so I want to make sure I cover this for everybody. The easiest way to take something like this is to, let's change it. Think of pH and acid base as too hot or too cold. That's probably the best way. Your body likes to be slightly cool. If neutral, the middle, is not hot or cold, your body likes to be just a little bit to the cool side instead of the hot side, or your blood pH likes to be there. So a pH scale is really kind of a 1 or 0 to 14 scale, 7 being the middle. It's neutral. It's nothing. You go a little bit above 7, you're starting to get cool. A little bit below 7, you're getting warm. Your acids, for our purposes, are below 7. Your alkalizers or your bases are above. So now that we can kind of take it in that framework, I know it's not precise for everything, but it makes it easy to learn. Now that we have this, we say, okay, the blood pH is very, very specific to be set at 7.4. If it moves below 7.4, say 7.3, they consider you to be in a condition called acidosis. Now there's a metabolic and a respiratory. If you go above 7.4 to say 7.5, now you go into a state called alkalosis. Again, two types. There's a metabolic, which would be chemically induced, or a respiratory, which is breathing and an exchange of oxygen. Now your body has this thing called a bicarbonate buffering system, and it can be run either direction. It can be run forward or backward, which means that buffering system can make the body more acidic when necessary, or it can make it more alkaline when necessary. So then we go back to our 24-hour UA. One of the things we test on there, ironically, is pH. But we don't test it in a quick sample of one dipstick and, oh, look, your pH is, those are inaccurate. And for our purposes, they're really a waste of time. You need a full 24-hour look into what pH is. And you need a meter. They make pH meters that are very specific and have to be calibrated daily to make sure you're dead on. This is how you measure these things. Now, once you have a tool for measuring and you have something that's objective, then you can go back and say, all right, if I'm pushing the body in an alkaline direction all the time, I'm making it cooler, 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 what happens then if the body was already there? Now you're pushing it too hard, and you can end up developing health issues and problems. If my body's being pushed in an acidic direction too much, you can get in trouble and develop problems. So for all the knickknacks and gimmicks and tricks and diets and exercises that are out there talking about pH, I'm going to give you the nuts and bolts. I'm going to give you the quickest, easiest thing you can do. Go back to Mother Nature. Go back to your diet and just look at things and learn these simple rules. If it's a vegetable or a fruit, odds are really, really good it's going to take the body from an acidic pH in an alkaline direction. It's going to cool it off. Makes sense. The more in the ground the fruit or vegetable is, the more it's going to do it. So your root vegetables are really going to have an alkalizing effect on the body. Now when you're on the other side of things, if you're, man, I'm a little bit too alkaline, I got to take it back down. Protein, grains, and legumes all drive an alkaline pH down. Meats, breads, cereals, beans, they make the body a little more acidic. So the key is balance. If you can balance your diet around these things, if you can digest the food you're putting in and remove the waste, guys, you don't have to worry about pH. You don't have to worry about being too alkaline or too acidic. It's really quite simple. Follow Mother Nature. She does it best. I'm Dr. Sean. I hope that helps you.